The second episode opens with a chilling nightmare from Julius's childhood. He finds himself back in the mansion he despised, where the cold study room and endless loneliness still haunt his memories. Drawn by shouting echoing through the halls, he witnesses his parents once again tearing each other apart with cruel accusations, filling the once grand estate with nothing but hatred instead of love. After realizing their young son has overheard everything, the painful memory abruptly comes to an end, and Julius jolts awake. Staring into the darkness, he quietly realizes he hasn't dreamed about his parents in years, leading him to wonder if those forgotten memories have resurfaced because he chose to get married. 1 month later, Elsa has quietly settled into life at the Royas estate. Taking full advantage of the freedom Julius granted her, she spends her days tending a small vegetable garden tucked away on the estate grounds, happily celebrating the season's very first pea harvest. She then delivers the fresh vegetables to the kitchen before joining the maids for a bit of sewing, where her skill quickly earns their admiration. Little by little, Elsa finds herself embracing the simple, peaceful routine of her new life, making herself feel more at home with each passing day. Elsa's quiet morning soon leads to breakfast, where Julius joins her as usual. While she greets him with a warm smile, Julius can't shake the feeling that she's watching him far more intently than normal, leaving him momentarily suspicious before dismissing the thought altogether. Instead, he finds himself observing Elsa, noticing how effortlessly she has already become close to the servants in just a month. The more he watches her, the more she defies his expectations, making her an even greater mystery in his eyes. But after Julius leaves the dining hall, Elsa's attention immediately turns to the untouched vegetables on his plate. The maids explain that he has always refused to eat most vegetables without even giving them a chance, frustrating every chef who has ever served him. Rather than seeing it as an impossible challenge, Elsa's determination is instantly ignited, and she quietly vows to change her husband's eating habits. Determined to tackle Julius's picky eating, Elsa immediately begins searching through books for ways to help someone overcome a hatred of vegetables. Just as she's about to put what she's learned into practice, a maid arrives carrying a stack of letters. To Elsa's surprise, nearly all of them are invitations from noble ladies eager to meet the woman who married Julius Royas. Among them, one elegant envelope immediately catches her attention. It turns out to be an invitation from Rebecca, Julius's childhood friend and the wife of Marquis Rikkonen. Hoping she might finally learn more about the mysterious man she married, Elsa gladly accepts the invitation without hesitation. Elsewhere, Serafina is also sorting through her own invitations when one in particular catches her attention. After learning that Rebecca is hosting the upcoming tea party, she immediately realizes Elsa, Julius's new wife, will likely be there as well. Seeing it as the perfect opportunity to meet her again, Serafina wastes no time accepting the invitation, setting the stage for another encounter. Elsa soon arrives at the Rikkonen estate, nervously attending her very first tea party as the wife of Julius Royas. Waiting to receive her is Rebecca, whose graceful manners and genuine warmth immediately ease Elsa's anxiety. As they walk together, Rebecca gently asks how life has been since the wedding, and Elsa speaks with complete sincerity, explaining that Julius has treated her with great consideration and allowed her to live freely, making her new life far happier than she had ever imagined. Hearing those heartfelt words, Rebecca quietly breathes a sigh of relief. Having known Julius since childhood, she has always worried that his devotion to work left little room for personal relationships. Believing the two have made a promising start, she excuses herself to prepare the tea, leaving Elsa to wait for the rest of the guests. Finding herself surrounded by distinguished noblewomen she has never met before, Elsa can't help but feel slightly out of place. Still, with her usual sincerity, she politely introduces herself and gradually begins settling into the unfamiliar atmosphere. Just then, Serafina approaches with an elegant smile, instantly catching Elsa's attention. Remembering her from the wedding, Elsa is genuinely delighted to see a familiar face and warmly greets her without the slightest hint of caution. Sensing the perfect opportunity, Serafina casually mentions that she has known Julius for quite some time. But instead of feeling threatened, Elsa's innocent curiosity takes over, and she eagerly asks to hear more about her husband's past, unknowingly walking straight into the conversation Serafina had been hoping for all along. Trying to regain control of the conversation, Serafina begins praising Julius, painting herself as someone who has long shared a close relationship with him. She subtly boasts about his kindness and thoughtfulness before delivering the real jab, implying that Elsa had been chosen only because her family was politically convenient rather than out of genuine affection. However, before the remark can do any damage, Rebecca calmly steps in and reminds everyone that Elsa is now the wife of the future Duke of Royas, making her status every bit as prestigious as anyone else in the room. Realizing her attempt to undermine Elsa has only embarrassed herself, Serafina can do nothing but make a hasty excuse and leave the tea party with her pride badly wounded. Elsa barely gives the awkward exchange a second thought, simply worrying that Serafina may have fallen ill after leaving so suddenly. Her completely innocent reaction leaves Rebecca stunned, as she realizes Elsa never even noticed the subtle insults or Serafina's attempt to assert her superiority. For the first time, Rebecca truly understands just how exceptionally pure and straightforward Elsa is, making her wonder how someone with such an unguarded heart will fare in the complicated world surrounding Julius. Once the tea party settles down, Rebecca quietly asks Elsa to join her somewhere more private, explaining that there's something important she needs to know about Julius. Away from the other guests, she reveals that Julius secretly serves the kingdom as an intelligence operative, often approaching noblewomen to gather valuable information for the crown. Years of growing up in a household torn apart by his parents' constant conflict left him unable to trust romantic love, allowing him to separate his emotions from his duties with unsettling ease. As a result, many women have mistaken his kindness for genuine affection, only to be left heartbroken once his work was complete. Having witnessed this side of Julius for years, Rebecca gently assures Elsa that beneath his distant exterior, he is truly a kind man, and sincerely asks her not to give up on him before she has the chance to understand the person he really is. Elsa gently reassures Rebecca that she has no intention of giving up on Julius. Although the truth behind their marriage surprised her, she believes his actions speak far louder than his words. Unlike everyone else, Julius never judged her family's fallen status or placed unfair conditions on her. Instead, he reached out to help restore their homeland and even supported her younger brother's future. To Elsa, someone capable of such genuine kindness couldn't possibly be a bad person, and she sincerely hopes to repay everything he has done for her. Touched by her unwavering faith, Rebecca warmly promises that if Elsa ever finds herself in need, she will always be there to help. Elsa gratefully accepts Rebecca's offer before asking a question she has been genuinely curious about. What is Julius's favorite food? Caught off guard, Rebecca is surprised to learn that Elsa's biggest concern is simply that Julius never finishes his meals, especially the vegetables she carefully grows herself. After revealing that his favorite dish is meat gratin, Rebecca fondly recalls how he once devoured an entire tray of it as a child, earning a scolding from the head maid. The story immediately sparks Elsa's imagination, as she excitedly begins planning a way to sneak finely chopped vegetables into his favorite meal, much to Rebecca's amusement. Rebecca then lets slip that Julius's 24th birthday is just around the corner, a revelation that catches Elsa completely off guard. Realizing she had never even thought to ask about such an important day, Elsa feels a quiet sense of regret, especially after all the kindness Julius has shown her. Unsure whether he would welcome such a celebration, she hesitantly seeks Rebecca's opinion. Seeing the genuine affection behind Elsa's concern, Rebecca smiles with confidence, encouraging her to celebrate it, certain that the gesture would mean far more to Julius than he would ever admit. Back at the Royas estate, Julius's birthday is fast approaching, and Elsa eagerly begins planning a surprise worthy of the occasion. Determined to make the day unforgettable, she decides to prepare his favorite meal, meat gratin, while secretly pouring her heart into a handmade gift. As the days pass, thoughts of his birthday never leave her mind. Whether she's caring for her vegetable garden, sewing alongside the maids, or quietly working late into the night, everything she does revolves around making Julius smile. Her secret project soon catches the maids' attention, but no matter how much they tease her with curiosity, Elsa simply smiles and keeps the surprise safely hidden. While working alongside the maids, Elsa notices one of them carefully crafting a delicate corsage, sparking her curiosity. The conversation soon turns to the upcoming Sun Festival, the kingdom's grand annual celebration commemorating its founding, where the streets are said to bloom with sunflowers, music, and festivities. Although Elsa fondly remembers the festival being celebrated in her homeland, she quietly admits that she's always longed to experience the magnificent celebration held in the royal capital. The maids eagerly describe the lively atmosphere and begin excitedly chatting about the dresses they'll wear and who they'll attend the festival with, filling the room with cheerful laughter. Elsa can't help but smile along with them, but despite the excitement surrounding the festival, her heart remains fixed on something else entirely. For her, nothing is more important than making Julius's upcoming birthday a truly unforgettable day. The night before Julius's birthday, while Elsa finishes preparing her surprise, Julius attends a meeting with the Crown Prince to discuss the upcoming Sun Festival. Although preparations are nearly complete, the prince warns that the usual security won't be enough this year, suspecting Count Pernilla may use the event to make his move. With the Count's influence and wealth growing suspiciously fast, and his son Jarmo's actions raising further concern, Julius admits that despite investigating the family, he has yet to uncover any solid evidence. Even so, the prince is convinced Count Pernilla holds a deep grudge against him after repeatedly interfering with his ambitions, making the festival a potential stage for whatever plot he may be planning. With the tense discussion over, the atmosphere quickly lightens. Jerry jokingly points out that the Crown Prince has a talent for making enemies, prompting the prince to laugh it off before asking Julius how married life has been. Julius replies that everything has been peaceful, though he does mention one unexpected surprise. After hearing Elsa enjoyed gardening, he assumed she'd fill the estate with beautiful flowers, but instead she's been happily growing vegetables. Knowing Julius can't stand vegetables, both the prince and Jerry burst into laughter, amused by the irony of fate. Though Julius remains completely puzzled by their reaction, the prince can't help smiling, quietly remarking that perhaps the two of them will make a far better married couple than anyone expected. As Julius rides home, the prince's words about them becoming a wonderful married couple continue to echo in his mind. But instead of comfort, they awaken memories of his parents' loveless marriage, leaving him convinced that he could never understand what a real home is supposed to feel like. Reflecting on the past 2 months, he realizes Elsa has quietly become part of his everyday routine, always seeing him off in the morning and welcoming him back each evening without fail. So when he arrives at the estate and finds only the butler waiting for him, Julius instinctively notices her absence. The butler then informs him that Elsa is waiting in the dining room, leaving Julius quietly wondering what she could possibly have planned. As Julius makes his way to the dining room, he can't shake the feeling that the entire mansion seems strangely dim. But the moment he opens the door, he's greeted by a room glowing with warm light and an unexpected sight that leaves him completely speechless. Waiting inside is Elsa, wearing a bright smile as she wishes him a happy birthday before presenting a carefully wrapped gift. Inside, Julius discovers a beautifully hand-sewn shirt, made entirely by Elsa herself. She shyly explains that celebrating birthdays was a cherished tradition in her family, and now that they have become a family as well, she wanted to create a quiet celebration just for the two of them, hoping to make his special day a memorable one. Elsa soon mistakes Julius's silence for disapproval and begins worrying that she may have overstepped the boundaries of their agreement. After a long pause, however, Julius quietly reassures her that she has done nothing wrong, admitting he was simply caught off guard by the unexpected surprise. Hearing that instantly lifts Elsa's spirits, and with a shy but heartfelt smile, she wishes him a happy 24th birthday once again. For perhaps the first time, Julius can't hide his emotions, his face flushing red as he softly thanks her, touched by a warmth he had never expected to receive.